Kakadosh Boker Or. Masechet Batra Daf Yomi Daf Kuf Zayin Amud Aleph 1071. The Gemara says Itmar. It was stated, second line. Itmar, it was stated. Achin shechalku. When you have brothers that they come and they divided Yerusha. Uba balchov v'natal chelko shelechamen. Comes a balchov and he collects right from one of them, meaning the father owed money. But the guy that had the debt, he only collected from one of the people, not one of the brothers. So Rav Amar Rav says, but la machloket again, the entire thing is annulled. Start again. Ushmuel Amar viter. No, the one that he was shechalku, he was the viter, which means he lost his Yerusha. He has no tana. Ravasi comes and he says, notel ravia bekarka, ravia b'maod. He could only take a quarter in the land and a quarter in money, meaning the way for him to get paid back is only a quarter in land, quarter money. But the other guy could come and listen. I'm sorry, if he took you the land, whatever it is, but that's not my fault. So he said, okay, so you have to pay him back a quarter in land and a quarter in, right? Well, there was only two brothers. Yeah. Okay. So that's why we said it's only half, right? Because it's half. So one brother has to pay half, the other one has to pay half. Now he only collected from one. So the one that he collected from, he has to come and he's going to do it in this way, in this fashion. Okay? Fine. We're not Chosh Mishpat here. The Gemara says, Ravasi comes and he says, Notel Ravia bekarka v'Ravia be-ma'ot. You're going to take a quarter in karka and a quarter in ma'ot. Rav Amar Rav comes and he says, Batla machloket, right? It's Batla machloket. Kasav arachin shechalku yorshim, right? They hold that the brothers that they came and they were matla machloket. He holds that it's like the exact same case that achin shechalku, they're like yorshim. What does that mean? So therefore, since they're going to be considered yorshim for that, right, and therefore each one has to pay it. So therefore, right, if right now they come and they divide it, the chalukah, the first chalukah, you have to do it from the beginning, right? Shmuel says, no, viter. What does he hold? Achin shechalku lekuchotam. Meaning there's a machloket. What are brothers that get inheritances? Are they considered be'emet, achin shechalku, they're considered inheritors, or do they have the same halacha like purchasers, like as if that they bought the land? You have the two brothers that they bought the land from their father, kilu. Yeah? So it's like kilu lokach, right, without achrayut. Ravasi misavkale, and Ravasi comes and he's mistapek, yorshim havu. Are they like yorshim or lekuchot? Meaning like this. First shita Rav that he says it's the entire thing is batel, he holds be'emet or yorshim. Second shita Shmuel that he says is bater, or like lekuchot. And when you bought it, it's without achrayut. No guarantees. So something happened to yours, it was your mazal. The guy came and collected from you instead of that guy, it's your mazal. Ravasi, he had a doubt. Like who? I'm not sure. So therefore he said, right, notel ravia bekarka v'ravia b'maot. A quarter in karka and a quarter in maot. Amar of Papa says, hilchata, what is halacha? Yeah? Somebody asked what's halacha. So let's see. Yeah? There's the Gemara. Rav Papa comes and he says, hilchata b'chol hanishmatata. The halacha in all of these cases are mekamtzin. Yeah? Maze mekamtzin. They're going to take the chelek, right, from the nechasim tachat yadam, and they're going to put it to the ach shetovet chelko, and basically the chalukah rishona is not going to be betela. Amimar comes and he says, batla machloket. So even in the hilchata, there's a machloket. What is it? Do you say batla machloket or not? The hilchata, what is halacha l'maaseh? Like amimar batla machloket. You go back to the beginning. You start from square one. That's the halacha. Okay?
They share the compensation with the beginning.
That's the Gemara. Tanu Rabbanan. We learned in a Braita. Shlosha sheyardu leshum. You have three dayanim that they came down to evaluate nichsei yutomim. Echad omer b'maneh. Ushnayim omrim b'matayim. One person says that it's worth 100, and one person, the other two, they come and they say it's worth 200. Echad omer b'matayim shnayim omrim, or one person says 200, and two say 100. Batel yachid b'miuto. So obviously he's going to be batel, right? Why? Because he's a mute. So we go after the rov. Doesn't matter whether the rov was giving more or less. Doesn't matter. We always go after the majority. Echad omer b'maneh, right? Ve'echad omer b'esrim, ve'echad omer b'shloshim. One of them says 100, right? Maneh is 100 zuz. The other one says esrim slaim, which is 80 zuz. And the other one says 30 slaim, which is 120 zuz. So nidom b'sheve maneh. You go like the maneh. Because basically he's like the middle ground. One person said it's 120. Another one 100. Another one 80. So what's the common denominator? 100. Because two of them say that for sure it's worth 100. So therefore we go after the 100. Rabbi Eliezer b'Tzadok omer, nidom b'tishim. No, we go up to 90. Acherim omrim osin shuma benehen, right? Umshalshin. Yeah, we're going to see now. So he says, right? Osin shuma benehen. We're going to come and we're going to understand the shuma between them. Umshalshin, and we're going to be mechalek to shalosh. Okay, so that's what it's going to be 93 and a third. Okay, so here in the footnote he actually says Hashuman Muchabi Yoter was 80, the highest one was 120, the difference is 40. So when you're going to come and you're going to divide it to 3, right? So 40 divided by 3 is 13.3. Okay, so if you add 13.3 to 90 to 80, so that's why it becomes the. Everyone understood how you do it? That's what you just said, 93.3. Yeah, 93.3. Okay, that was the shita beforehand. We're in Acherim. Okay, Acherim אומרים. Yeah. עוד פעם, אחרים אומרים, עושים שומה ביניהם ומשלשלים. You make a shuma ביניהם, and then you're going to be משלש. איך אתה עושה את זה? זה הבנו. מאן דאמר נידו ממנה, מילתא מציאתא. So let's try to understand the shitot. The one that just says that you do 100, it's very simple. It's a middle ground. שביל הזהב. מה זה שביל הזהב? שביל האמצעי. You always go in the middle. Not too extreme to one way, too extreme the other way. You always go to the middle ground. Okay? Rabbi Eliezer comes and he says you do 90. Kasavar, he holds ha'ara kuzayim ubet 107b. Ha'ara tishin shaveh. Really, bemed it is shaveh shivin. The haide kamar esrim. So why did he say 80? The kataya sara lechora, because he made a mistake of 10 backwards. The haide kamar mane, and the one that said 100, he made a mistake of 10 forwards. So therefore, that's why it's really 90. He was basically just saying, listen, it's good. So it says the Gemara, one second. One more time. What were the three numbers? 80, 100, and 120. So why are you telling me then that the 80 made a mistake of 10 backwards, right? And the 100 made a mistake of 10 forwards. So really it's 90. What about the 120? Says the Gemara, Adaraba. Maybe it's 110. The one that said 100, he made 10 backwards. And the one that said 120, he made 10 forwards. Meaning, why are you choosing the 90? I want to choose 110. Why? So answers the Gemara, Nekot miat trei kamai biadach, temitorat mane lo mafkale. He says, but al kol panim, right, the shumas of the two dayanim did not come above the mane. Meaning like this, he says, according to everybody, it was worth 80. Correct? According to everybody, it was worth 80 minimum. Now, according to both of them, to 2 out of the 3, it was also worth 90 and even 100. So therefore, he says, really, be'emet, it was worth 90. And therefore, the one that was behind made a mistake behind. The one that was forward made a mistake. But that's according to everybody. When you go to 110, there was already 2 people that didn't hold that. So therefore, it doesn't make sense to come and start saying it's 110, and the one of 120 made a mistake and he went 10 forwards, and the one of the 100 went 10 backwards. The second you're already above 100, that's already you're already there. So that's why he just says it's 90. It's better to say 90. Acherim sheomrim osin shuma b'neinu shalshalin kasavri, they hold ara tishinu tlata v'tilta shavyat, so 93rd and 3.3. Haide kaisrim, the one that said that it's going to be 80. He made a mistake of a 13 and a third backwards. The one that says 100, he made a mistake forwards. Really, it should be more. So really, because if you do the how do you call this? You're going to 13.3 forwards, so that means 93.3 plus 13.3 is going to be 106.6. So really, it's 6.6 more than 100. So he says, so why didn't he do that? He says, I'm not going to add that much on my friend. So therefore, he says, that's why he just said, instead of saying 106.666, he just said it's 100. Okay? So says the Gemara, the opposite. Really, it's 103.3. The one that said 100, he went 13 and a third back. And the one that said 120, he made a mistake and he went 13 and a third forward. But it would become 126.6. Really, he should have said 126.6. But he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to go too forward. Answers the Gemara, the same answer. He says, there are more people that are saying that it's 100 than saying it's 120. So it's better to say that it's in between the 100 You understand over there? Instead, it's saying that it's already going to be by the 120. Rav Huna says, Rav Huna, what's halacha? Kacherim. Right? What does that mean? You're going to add, right? The halacha is like acherim. Amar Ravashi comes and he says, right? Ta'amad acherim lo yadina. I don't know the reasoning of Ravashi. So 1 second. If I don't know the reasoning of Ravashi, I'm going to come and I'm going Ravashi says, if I don't know the reasoning of acherim, I'm going to pass like them. How could it be? So Tanu, we actually learned, right? He says, Tanu dainei agola osim shuma b'neihem mishalshalim. We actually just do the shuma between them, and we're going to be mishalesh et zeh. Rav Huna hilchata k'dainei agola. Halachas like dainei agola. Ravashi amar ta'amad dainei agola dinah. Well, we're still going to do the halacha like them. How could it be? Yeah. So here it says that why do you have the both halachot? At the end of the day, it's the same thing. But anyway, there's a whole thing here also. So what exactly is going to be the halacha afterwards? Because he was asking upon the halacha. Fine, we're going to finish with the Gemara. Oh no, we can do the Mishnah and the Gemara. Says the Mishnah. Okay, Mishnah Kuvzarim 107b. Imagine a person comes and he says to his friend, I'm going to sell you half of a field. Right? You're going to evaluate, you're going to take half the field. He says, I'm going to sell you the southern half. They're going to come and they're going to take the southern half. And he's going to accept it, meaning the seller is going to accept upon himself the place for the gader. Charitz, uben charitz, right? A charitz and a ben charitz, right? What is the charitz exactly? 6 tfachim. And what is the ben charitz? Shosha tfachim. So basically what's happening here is that if they're going to start putting on, that means not only is he selling half the field, beforehand it was only one field. So now that he's selling the field, he has to now come and put whether it's going to be the fence or all these other things. So all those things, he has to do that. Okay, the Gemara is going to explain why do we need a charitz. But obviously a gader, everyone knows why we need a gader. Everyone knows, you need a fence. Fine. Says the Gemara, Amar Ochia bar Rabban Yochanan, says the Yochanan, Lokeach notel kachush shebo. The Lokeach is going to take the weakest part of the field. Meaning the mocher is going to keep the best part of the field, la creme de la creme, and he's going to sell the worst part of the field. So we said that we evaluate. What are you talking about? I thought we do it equally. Elmaleh tells him, right? When you were eating now dates in Bavel, Misefna, we in Eretz Yisrael, we already explained, right? The Reisha al Pia Seifa. Diktani Seifa, was we learned in the Seifa. If he's going to tell them the half in the Darom, I'm going to sell it to you. You're going to evaluate and they're going to take half of it in the Darom, in the south. Why are you going to be Mishavnim Minehen? He already told them it's going to be in the south. We're talking about the money. What does that mean? You're selling the south. That's the pshat. Meaning when you're dividing the karka of the sadeh, we're talking about the money of the south. And therefore you could come and you could give to the lokeach whichever part that he wants, that as long as it's the same value. So to merit, u lokeach et a value, at a shovi shel darom, right? That means the value of the darom. And with that, I could give it to you in the north if I want. I could give it to you in the east. It doesn't matter. But I'm giving it to you in another place. The shovi. So to here, we're talking about the shovi.